Hi, my name is Logan Brinson, and I am presenting to you guys with Mary Gold on data validation. So basically, data validation is a feature that is included within Excel that is used to control what a user can enter and not enter into a cell. A simple example of the use of data validation would be that you can use it to make sure that any value within a cell is a number between, let's say, 1 and 10, or to make sure that a text entry is less than 25 characters. Data validation is also used to display a message to a user telling them what is allowed to be included within the cell, and if you enter something that is invalid, you will get an error code, and it will make you enter something that is valid. So here on my first spreadsheet, which is titled Movie Inventory, I have some movie inventory information. And what I'm gonna show you guys is how to use data validation within your spreadsheets. So first thing you're gonna wanna know is that I have this title column, which has the title of all the movies, the date that they were purchased, the rating, whether it be PG or PG-13. I don't have any R-rated movies in here, or the value of the movie, the genre that it is included in, and the location of where you might want to watch that movie in. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is come over here. You're going to start on the Home tab, which is up here, and you're going to want to come to the Data tab, come over to Data Tools, which is right here, and click on Data Validation. So the first thing that's going to pop up is the Settings tab. And within the Settings tab, this is where you're going to want to enter your validation criteria. And within the validation criteria, there's this drop-down arrow, which has a bunch of different built-in rules. And then it sims between whole number, decimal, list, date, time, text length, or custom. The next tab that you're going to want to go to is Input Message. And this tab allows you to display any message within a cell when your validation rules are selected. This message also shows the user what is allowed or expected within the cell. And finally, we have the Error Alert tab. And on the Error Alert tab, this tab controls how your validation is enforced. For example, if we set the style to stop, entering invalid data within the cell triggers a pop-up window with a message that tells you that the input you were trying to put within the cell is not allowed. So I'm going to exit up here and delete that. So first things first, we are going to come over here outside of our data set, and we are going to set up our source. So we're going to type in a list of different movie genres. So I'm going to type in science, fiction, fantasy, horror, children's, historical, drama, mystery, and comedy. So next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come over here and click on the tab that you're trying to enter your data validation for. So we're going to click the genre column because I'm trying to make sure that all of these are spelled correctly. Come back to the data tools, and click on data validation. You're going to want to go back to settings. You're going to come to this drop-down arrow, and you're going to click list, because that's what we're trying to do in this example. Whatever you're trying to do, you will obviously click whatever one applies to what you're trying to do. But for this, we're using list. Click on this arrow, and we're going to drag this down and include the list that we just created for our source. Hit OK. And then now in any cell that you see in this genre tab, you're going to see that there's a drop-down arrow, and we can choose between any of these that is included within our list. So we change that to fantasy, we can change it back to mystery because that's what it was at. And it just makes entering information into your tabs a whole lot easier. And let's say you're going through your data, entering everything, and you realize that you missed something that you want to add into your data validation. So we come over here, we type in romantic, if I can spell it correctly, romantic. We see that it is now included in our list. If we come over here and see if it's added into our dropdown, you can see that it is not. And that is because if we come back here to our data validation, we see that the source only includes the cells L5 through L12. And we added our romantic on cell L13. So we click the source again and drag this down and include romantic. You're going to click this box that says apply these settings, or apply these changes to all other cells with the same settings. You click that and you hit OK. Come to this one and we see that romantic is indeed included within our cells.
I'm going to show you how to use data validation with a schedule. I have the dates up here. You can use data validation so that you enter a date between date and March. You could also just do, if you wanted to use this spreadsheet all year, for the year of 2021, and have an error alert, choose date in 2021. So if you put in 3/2/20, okay, retry that. And then for the times, I have a message that comes up anytime you select a cell within the schedule, and it tells you what you have to choose from. And you can have an input message along with an error alert to really be sure that the person follows the rules that you want them to. So I have 6 a.m. and you can choose, yes, I want to keep it that way because I want that person to come in early. Or you can choose no, and then it lets you try again. And then another example I have is for the sales growth analysis, where you can put in different percentages for the gross margin to see what happens to your spreadsheet. And I have an input message on this one too. For this one, I used a decimal between 0 and 90%. That's my input message. For the error alerts, I just wanted to show the different kinds of ones that you can pick. For information, you type in 90%, which is over our data set. It just lets you know. So you can leave it like that. It'll not annoy you. You can keep it. If you go to warning and you type in over what it wants, you either click yes, I want to keep it like that, or no, I want to have a valid data entry. So you change it. And if you do stop and you put in, you have to retry. Because it won't let you. What in the world? Okay. And then also, if you want to show to information, you type in a thing that's not within the data set. Then if you want to check, circle invalid data, and it tells you what you picked that was not in your data set. And I think that would be more helpful in a big spreadsheet, looking at a lot of numbers and you trying to figure out why it came out weird. And you can figure out, oh, I just wanted to see what would happen. Need to pick valid data, and then the circle goes away. Okay, thanks.